Hey guys, this is Amy. Thanks for watching this video on how to make felted soap the easy way. You're going to need a bowl of very hot water. I just added some boiling water to some cold tap water. You don't want it to be too hot to burn your fingers, but you do want it warmer than just a tepid warmth. You're going to need a bar of soap with smooth edges. If you don't have smooth edges, use a vegetable peeler and just peel off any sharp corners. You'll need a bowl of ice water, some roving wool. Make sure it's not synthetic or anything like that. I will add links in the description to my supplies. And if you want to add a cute felted design, you're going to need felting needles and have kind of an idea of what the design will be. You can also just do something more abstract. So let's get to it. The first step is make sure you rip off pieces of your wool. If you do straight cuts, it won't blend as easily. So go ahead and just rip and stretch and tear your bits. What you'll notice is when I rip off a piece, then I am stretching it out. I'm already stretching the fibers, and this will help with the whole felting process. It's basically water felting, and the easiest way to get these fibers to felt and attach and become a solid piece is by already loosening them up so that we can get them interwoven more easily with each other. Now I'm going horizontal. I'm making some horizontal stripes and stretching all those out and pulling them, and then I'm doing some vertical strips as well. And I'm kind of doing a plus sign shape. Some people do like a cross. Everyone is a little bit different, but this is how it kind of worked out for this like average size soap bar. And I chose to do white. I thought it would be easiest to see a cute design. And what you want to do is you want to pull up your whole design. And if you can see any gaping holes, add a little more felt. Now I start at the bottom and I rolled the soap up, and then I did the left side and the right side, and you're kind of tucking all the bits, and you want it to be as smooth as possible. And this will help kind of, if you kind of just eye it, if you see any pieces sticking out, really just kind of tuck them in. Now I got this knee-high stocking from the dollar store. It's a little thicker than like the nude color ones, and I felt this to be extremely helpful. So I carefully put it inside the stocking and tied a loose knot. And then for me, it was easier to just cut off the excess, because when we're felting, that excess was kind of flipping around and just getting in my way. Okay, so I just have a plate for like my foam and bits of water to fall onto. You could have a tray or a bowl, but the first step is I'm totally submerging the soap in the hot water. It's not too hot for my hands, but some people say go ahead and leave it in the hot water for about a minute. But as you can see, I just submerged it, and then I'm carefully squeezing out any excess water. And when I'm holding the bar, I can feel how the wool it's held the heat of the warm water. Once you get as much excess water out as you can without shifting the wool, I carefully start rubbing each side, the ends, the sides, the front and the back. I'm not going to start rolling it in my hand yet because it's too fragile. The wool hasn't quite started sticking together. Now I did that for a few minutes and fast forwarded it. And now I'm going to shock the wool by putting it into the ice cubed water. And what that does is it causes the fibers to tighten and constrict. Squeeze out all that extra water just like before, and then start rubbing more. Now I can start to kind of feel that it's not as, the wool isn't as loose around the soap. And so then I'm able to rub a little bit harder and kind of get it going. After a few minutes, put it back in the hot water, let it get shocked again, let those fibers kind of stretch out. And there's something about the hot and cold that helps the fibers to, kind of like when we wash clothes, the hot water kind of shrinks. So now I'm able to kind of rub it with more force and kind of, move it around a little bit more, and I can feel the nylon slipping around the wool, and that's what you want. That's how you know that it's starting to cling around the soap instead of clinging to the nylon. If you use too thin of a nylon, it can start felting into the nylon, and then you have to carefully pull it away. But with this thicker knee-high stocking, I had no problem whatsoever. So again, switch over to the cold. So I went hot, cold, hot, cold. Now you're going to do this for probably 15 to 20 minutes. If you used too much wool, you'll be doing it longer. And if you didn't quite use enough, you probably have to just rip the wool off and start over, to be honest. So now I'm temporarily removing the stocking, and I'm eyeing it, and I can see that I have a really great start. I don't have any holes. All my corners and edges are covered. So now I'm going to do my little cute flower design. Now, I made a big mistake. I used way too much of the pink wool. It made it too puffy for my end result. It was too puffy for my taste. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just wasn't. I didn't like the raised look very much. So my takeaway from this is you just need some thin wisps of the color. And I'm using a cookie cutter to give me that cute daisy flower shape. So you just take your felting needle and kind of get things settled, and then you can remove the cookie cutter and felt even more. And I went from using one needle to the holder with 3 different needles to kind of speed up the process. And once I felt like I had the flower was on there pretty well, then I put it back in the stocking. I rinsed off the stocking, put it back, and now I'm going to wet felt it into the white background even more. And so again, like I said, the whole total time is about 20 to 30 minutes. When I looked at my video, it had said 35 minutes, but some of that was me taking breaks to rinse and wash and do other steps. So I would say give yourself 30 minutes, listen to some music, watch TV, do whatever. The felting is pretty relaxing. And if your hot water cools down, just add some more from the teapot or pop it in the microwave. Mine was fine. I felt like it was warm enough to kind of do the trick. And you're just wanting to gently do the water felting to get your flower to get on there. And as you can see, now I'm just rolling it around without the nylon and checking it out. So here is the final result. Let it dry for 2 days and you're good to go.